To start this podcast, at the start of the podcast is a link to the previous podcast of Learning Disabilities Part 1. Now we're going to start from Part 2, and then we're going to move on through that and through sports once you get done with this article. Remembering the order of what is heard as a filter back noises, and when mental health disorders come even more into that, becomes harder when people are talking a form of ADHD or a form of dyslexia or a form of ADHD. In this video that will come at the end, visual processing is an understood body, physical expression, and tone, voice. For example, someone that they think is mad at them, they may ask, "Is the person mad at you?" In this selection, also perception versus reality. If you think somebody is mad at you in your world, they are mad at you. Another thing that a person may have trouble with regarding taking notes is trouble seeing the word and copying the board. When the student gets to the college level of taking notes, it may require a note taker. Seeing the difference between letters and patterns also may be difficult, as well as understanding concepts of reading clock when you're younger. Here is a mom telling the kid to pick up the Legos, and he is not. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses at certain ages. Supposed to do some skills, however, that is not the right idea in my opinion. Forming a timeline can only hinder the kid learning. A way of tutoring or teaching the kid this area gives extra care so the kid will learn it sooner. May not be at the timeline you want it to be. For example, extra support helped me get through college and also helped me write more clear. If someone is motivated to learn but does not know how to, and signs of giving up will increase if the kid is not getting help. Kids ready at a lower grade. Kids may read lower. For example, I read at a 9th or 10th grade level for all my life. That might always be true. Now they use the word ADD in this part of the podcast, or in this part of the video, but I refer to dyslexia. There are tests to see if people have learning disabilities. Nowadays, there is help, though the school, community, and agency that may be able to help, or you can have somebody hired to give them a test. If possible, the kids can get help in school, but it will always be harder to get the testing from schools. I agree it is important to get help soon. Of a couple of hard work, they can be successful. Of course, hard work, they can be successful. It just may not be what their perception was as a kid. There's some organizations that might be helpful through the Kansas City area and also throughout the world. Horizon Academy in Roland Park in Kansas. If you're in the Kansas City area, look them up. Here's their link. Brim Preparatory School in Carbondale, Illinois is a boarding and transitional program for high school. It is Brim Preparatory School. For college or SIU, undergrad, 4-year community college, or a transitional route into how to work it. And into prepping for working are all on Brim Preparatory School. And here is a link for that. There's also a link for the Learning Disability Association, as they talk about in this video. We'll go over more next week. Baseball and NBA and NFL news. Baseball, the Cubs and Braves are getting ready to play. Jamison Taylor will go for the Cubs. He is 3-0 on the year in a 1.13 ERA. The Royals will play the Mariners. Michael Wacha will go on the mound for the Royals. He is 2-4 and has had a rough way lately with a 5.15 ERA. And Logan Gilbert will go for the Mariners. He has been good this year with a 2.94 ERA. Game times set for 8:40 from Mariners Park, and 9:40 in the free game of the MLB TV. The Cardinals and Angels will play 8:38 as well. Sonny Gray will go on the mound for the Cardinals, and Reed Dempster will go for the Mariners. Game time again, 8:38. In the NBA, the Celtics take a 3-1 lead. And that series is pretty much over. Game 4 is tomorrow. Also, Dallas beat OKC last night. That series is tied at 2. For tonight's game, it'll be the Knicks and Pacers tied at 2. The Knicks won the first 2 games, and the Pacers came back to win the last 2. Minnesota and Denver, same situation. Minnesota won the first 2. Denver has came back to win the last 2. Both being teams, both of those games that all the home teams have won the Western Conference Finals. Tonight at 9:30, it'll be the Thunder and Mavericks. Players to watch out for: Tyler Herberton, Tracy Hilberton, who averages 20.1 points a game, and Jalen Bronson, who averages 28.7, fourth in the league, and will lead the way for the Knicks. And Anthony Edwards, that game tips off at 6. That game tips off at 7. At 9:30, Timberwolves and Nuggets. Knicks were to host the last game. And at 9:30, Timberwolves and Nuggets. Anthony Edwards versus Nikola Jokic. Cousins have hard feelings about Michael Penix being picked for the Falcons starting for the Falcons quarterback. He does not like that. Rodgers and Jets visit the Niners week 1. Maldev Valdez-Scantling, former Chief, signs a 1-year deal with the Bills. And that's it for NFL news. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Learning Disability Day.